Alright everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Captain Crush. I'm gonna be your host for the next 10, maybe 11 minutes, maybe less. Rushing through this today. If you're new to my channel, normally I have witty overlays. I got cool stuff going down. I do my own editing, my own vision. But that being said, today, can't get that done. The captain's got a tee time at 11:40. 1.5 birdies or more on the captain. That is the line. Take over, take under. I will chalk you whichever way you choose. That being said, 3 WNBA games today. One looks competitive, the other one looks like a blowout. What we will do is dumpster dive and try to find some value on this thing. And with that in mind, let's get into it. Before we go over to PrizePicks, I want to say one thing. Sleeper is the truth, and I'm not just plugging it because I have a promo code. It is the truth. Yesterday I posted on here and my Twitter, they had the free promo 65% off. I paired it with 2 others, gave it away for everybody. Smash, bang, it hit. No sweat, we got it done, cash it, okay? On top of that, I posted an 8-man parlay for my Discord guys, and 7 of 8 hit. Do you know what that means? It was 72x, and the only one that sold was Strider, the mustache. Yes, a 72x parlay with 1 sold, but if you mixed and matched all the little props that were there, you crushed. It's that simple. Sleeper is the real deal. Promo code CRUSH and get on board and stop wasting time. I'm telling you guys, they have way more valuable lines than PrizePicks 90% of the time for MLB. So now we will discuss this WNBA slate, and let me tell you, it's dumpster fire season, okay? We got Atlanta Dream, Connecticut Sun, 8.0 spread, 8 points. Vegas hasn't been getting these right. That's the thing. That's why I'm so confused. Yesterday's spreads were completely wrong. Day before that, completely wrong. They don't know what's going on. If Vegas doesn't know what's going on, how in the world are we supposed to know what's going on? Can't. We don't. I don't care what you say. We're still guessing. It's early in the season. We'll probably need another week or 2 to be able to pinpoint data. Indiana Fever, Chicago Sky, 3-point spread. Looks kind of good. Copper's questionable. We'll have to wait and see what's going down there. Seattle Storm versus the Las Vegas Aces. This, my friends, could be blowout city. 18.5 spread favoring the future champs, the Aces. It's unbelievable. So guess what? We're going to be doing a lot of unders today. Yesterday, if you would have just went with my video, I know it released late, and if I would have just went with my gut and not been afraid of what y'all thought, I would have said exactly what should have been done. Under season on all 6 ladies on the board, and bang, cash it, 25x. I had a few brave soldiers go ahead and take that advice, and they did it, and they cashed. So now here we are on the king daddy of them all, PrizePicks board, okay? This is what we got. I'm going with fantasy scores first. Brianna Jones, 34 fantasy points. They just played in this matchup, and she barely didn't cover. She had an abysmal first half. Guess what? My projections have her at 32 fantasy points. In fact, I'm going to pull up that handy dandy notepad right here, right now for the people. And here it is. I got, well, this is embarrassing. I don't really have Brianna Jones on here, but I remember looking at it at the top of my head. I already did it. But trust me, she was projected for 32. She's at 34. But still, I'm siding with more because I know what she's capable of. I know she almost got there last game against the same team in a bad first half, and she barely missed. I'm going right back to the well with more, okay? Then I got Alyssa Thomas. She's projected for 38.4 fantasy points, and she has an actual fantasy point per minute of 1.2. She's on the same team as Miss Brianna Jones, all right? Aaliyah Boston, everyone's favorite Boston cream donut, 35 fantasy points projection and a 1.2 fantasy point per minute. So right here, I'm getting 0.5 value. I'm taking more. I had her last time. She put up a stinker a couple games ago, and then everyone was like, oh, Boston stinks. She's not. She's the truth. She's good. She came out. She cashed. And look at this, a 50 burger, bang, 53 fantasy points. Get off of it. Stop thinking about what happened last game and start thinking about ceilings and floors. That's the only way to be profitable in the fantasy scoreline, okay? Cheyenne Parker. What can I say about Miss Parker other than the fact she's got the eyelashes from heaven, but she's got the tendency to sell the captain all day, twice on Sunday. I never get her right. If I put over here, she's going under, and if I put under, she's going over. Last game she played the New York Liberty. They were supposed to get blown out by 10 points. Guess what? They won by, I think, 6. She cashed a defensive rebound with 15 or 18 18 seconds left, and she went over by 0.2 on her projection, and she sold. She sold the captain. Total sell job, if you ask me. In fact, I think it should be investigated. That was a sell job, but guess what? If you want to go ahead and continue to take less here, it's the right move. I don't care about these last two green, but I could also see her going more. If this game, it's an 8-point spread, they're supposed to get blown out. But if somehow they show up today and the game gets competitive like it did on June 11th, guess what? She's going to go over. So she's going to bat those eyelashes at you, and buyer beware, seller beware. I even posted this on my Dub Club. It's a 50-50 toss-up. Do what you will. That's all I got to say about that. Speaking of Parker, Candace Parker, the crafty veteran, 7.5 real points. Last game, she played her former team. She put up a 10-burger. Game before that, 6, 5, 7, 13. I still like this less here. It's her role in this offense is minimal as far as scoring. She does get ancillary stats, blocks, steals, assists, rebounds, but her scoring, it's gone down. I will still take less here. I think it's the right move. If you guys have a different read, let me know, but that's that for me. As you can see, her fantasy score was 41 last game, and she still only had, what, 10 real points? She's getting it done, but she's not really scoring. So with that in mind, I'm not very interested in taking more there. It's always going to be less for me. It's that simple. Now, the Las Vegas Aces, what do we do here? Well, if you want to gamble on the first half of Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, and Asia Wilson, that's always going to be in play, folks. It's always going to be in play, their first half fantasies, because if they do blow out the teams, that means most likely they crushed and they got it done in the first half, and you won't have to worry about sweating the full game blowout, okay? But for me, the only full game one that I like is Miss Chelsea Gray, 29.5. She's projected for about 27 fantasy points, but even in blowout, she seems to always be right around 30 fantasy points. As you can see, 30, 18, 34, 42. She has a 45-point ceiling. Her floor, unfortunately, is going to be about 15. Hopefully, she doesn't put up a stinker and she just goes out there and gets it done. I also liked her points at 13.5, but they've since been bumped to 14. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Ezzy McBeggar, the girl that sold a lot of you last game, but the captain didn't get sold because I got her way before the fourth bump. Y'all took her at the fourth bump. Now she's at her fourth bump, 34.5 total. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking anything Ezzy except probably less on her rebounds and even on this fantasy score. She gets a lot of blocks and steals, folks, so if you want to take more, you can. The only way you could convince me to take more here is if by somehow that spread reduced to 10. If it was a close spread, I'd be smashing the over button like you wouldn't believe. But since it's a 18.5 point spread, I'm just either gonna fade the prop or I'm gonna it's one of those two. But I do have a soft spot for Miss McBeggar. I think she's Australian, I'm not sure, but I do like her, but I don't think that she's going to get it done today just because it's a 20-point spread. She probably is not going to play 4 quarters. You feel me? So now with that same game, we can talk about Miss Jewel Lloyd. Everybody that watches this channel knows Jewel Lloyd is a smash shooter. She can get hot, torch you at any time. But again, because of the blowout equity, because of the spread, and just because everything's going, I think that less is the move here. Until they bump this down to about 22, I'm going to continue to take less. She can come out and put up 30 points in any given game. I'm telling you right now. But the last 2 games, she were blowout situations either on their side or the other side, and look at her point total. And last game, she was very efficient. They just blew out the Suns. Diana Taurasi spoiled the tacos. She had 0 real points. It wasn't even a game. But I want to show you guys this. Against the Los Angeles Sparks, 25, 37, and then 26. She does have a 28 to 30 point ceiling, fam, like on the regular. So 24.5. The only reason I'm taking less here is because of the blowout equity. And if it wasn't an 18.5 point spread, I would take more. But because of that, I'm still taking less. Gonna cover a couple more here and then I'm gonna get out of here. Dewana Bonner, 16.5 real points. As you can see, I had her less last game in this same matchup. She had 15. The game before that against the Aces, she had a completely outlier game of 41. Game before that, 5. Game before that, 22. Game before that, 13. The point is, who knows what her true ceiling is? I guess it's a 40-point game. That's her ceiling. And then I guess you could say her floor is 5. Have you ever seen something so ridiculous? Only in the WNBA will you get something like. So for me, the move here, I'm just taking less. If she sells, she sells. I don't care. Less is the right move, in my opinion. Model agrees. Outlier concurs. And then I'm going to talk about one more. Ryn Howard, or Ryan, however you want to say it. 29.5 fantasy score. Last year, her usage and everything was a little bit more. Now it's just on the decline for whatever reason. June 13th, 21. And that was a close game, by the way. That game went down to the wire. June 11th, she played Connecticut. The same matchup, 23.6. Liberty again, 22.4. Aces, 32. Chicago 29.3. She does have a 35-point ceiling. I just don't think she's going to get it today. Again, it's another one of those games with an 8-point spread. I'm just taking less, and I'm hoping that I'm on the right side of the less train for one. There's one more that I think I want to talk about. Let's talk about Alicia Gray. 5.5 rebounds, folks. 5.5 rebounds, okay? 5.5 rebounds. I had this last game. She had 0 rebounds at half. The third quarter, with 2 minutes left, she started getting rebounds. And then, in a miracle fashion, in the last 8 minutes of the game, she was able to get 6 rebounds. The one that she got to cover her 6th and final rebound was in garbage time with 30 seconds left. She got it. I tip my hat to you, Miss Gray. But guess what? I would still take less here, and that is a fact. I don't care. I'm taking less. If you want to take more, go ahead. If you want to fade the prop, that's fine too. And then Alyssa Thomas, more than 10 rebounds. I think this is a good move overall. I wish it was at 9.5, but even at 10, I still like it. 11 is a lot of rebounds, folks. That's a lot of rebounds, but we will still take it. If you want to take her fantasy more or less, I already covered that. And that, folks, is everything that I am going to cover on PrizePicks today for YouTube, all right? I do extensive lists on my Dub Club /Discord. If you're interested in that, you can let me know, and I will talk to you about that. But if you want to get WNBA data, you can use Outlier Bet. Use the link in the description. Promo code CRUSH. You get 37 days free. This is my bread and butter. Look at all these lovely props in a sex format. It's everything and anything you need, okay? We are waiting on Kalia Copper news. It's affecting all those player props. I don't believe they're on the board the way they should be. So I will be adding to my list as the day goes on. I will be golfing today, but I will be paying attention to my phone like always. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for sticking it out. I will be your go-to WNBA source this season. I promise you that. Yesterday, we crushed MLB. 10 for 12. I'm tooting my horn, baby, because 10 for 12 on MLB is absurd. Can't believe that happened. That's an 80% hit rate. Mess with the captain, and I'll mess with you. Give you guys a salute. Good luck today, and as always, let's crush.